What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So, in this video, we are going to be talking about how Donald Trump may have actually finally crossed a major line that has a lot of his supporters going, "What the fuck, bro?" um, and this is like a moral line that he's crossed, just being inappropriate, and it is in response to the murder of Rob Reiner and his wife and the comments that he made after on True Social. And this is I think telling, very much telling in multiple ways of the condition and thought process and mind of Donald Trump, and how he's just not who you think he is. And this is might be a point where even bigger cracks in MAGA and the Republican Party get even bigger. I don't know. So we're going to talk about this. If you want to, if you are new here, welcome to Clear Talk. If you'd like to check out more from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to help get more videos and more for people. If you want to check out videos from my other channels, JMDPLAY Puzzling, please do so. If you like what you see, consider subscribing to those as well. Patreon there, if you want to give any kind of support, $3 a month. You can support any of the channels there to help grow those channels, help grow Patreon, help grow JMD Nation, and contribute however you like. That is very much appreciated. Any contribution you give or support is very much appreciated. Now, thank you very much. If you are returning, you are freaking amazing. Welcome back to Clear Talk. And keep coming back because we love you here. All right, so now, what are we talking about? What happened this weekend? All right, a tragedy, a tragic incident where Rob Reiner and his wife were found brutally murdered. If you do not know who Rob Reiner is, he is infamous for playing the character of Meathead in was it All in the Family? If I'm not mistaken. That the correct one? I think that's the correct one. And he yes, All in the Family. And he has been known as a very as fairly left wing politically for years, and he has very much talked against against the Trump administration and actions that they have made. He's been pretty open about his disagreement with them. Say that. So he's not a fan. Okay, clearly, but again, he was found brutally murdered this weekend. Him and his wife, stabbed to death, their throats cut. Is quite gruesome. And originally, it was being reported as a suspected robbery or something, but now it has leaned more towards them actually thinking it was their son that committed the act. And their son has been known to have substance issues, mental health issues. And recently has been apparently some conflict between him and Rob. And there's a lot of stuff we don't know, I would assume. But he is this prime suspect at the moment, and the potential that he, murdered his mom and dad. And this is, again, they're celebrities. That's one reason why clearly they're, it's in the big part of media, and it's sort of, in your face thing to see that, and to some degree, it feels, it's always big when a celebrity, but it's the same kind of thought when Charlie Kirk, right, was brutally murdered. Although that was done, very much public. But in the same way, there you had people that come out, even myself, like, yeah, I don't like the guy. I didn't like the guy whatsoever. I thought he was a pretty bad human being, had some bad ideas, or maybe a good human being, but has some very bad opinions. Let's put it that way. But even saying that, he didn't deserve to die that way. He didn't deserve to die necessarily at all. But most certainly not that way. And any kind of political act like that, should just be condemned. Like there's political violence is not the answer. And that's not even to say that was the reason for Rob Reiner, and that it was some sort of political violence. If it was done by its own child or whomever. But and there was a lot of a lot on the right side when it comes to Charlie Kirk about anybody who had anything negative to say about him, that they were just scum and horrible, and it was people were trying to dox people. It was all kinds of stuff. I mean, trying to go after, even if you just literally quoted something that Kirk said, which is a lot of what was being done. You were just literally quoting what Kirk said himself and being like, this ain't good. Yeah, I don't want him to, I didn't, he shouldn't have died like that. He shouldn't have been shot. But I mean, the guy was not a good guy. And, even for something as simple as that, people were trying to just completely ruin people's lives over it. And you have a similar situation here with Rob Reiner, where initially when it comes to something like this, somebody brutally murdered, you think, wow, like that shouldn't have happened. We feel bad. We feel sorry for the family. We feel sorry for those around and dealing with it. Like that's horrific. It shouldn't have happened, regardless of whether it was political or not. It just, wow, that's bad. Sorry. You like initially give some sort of grievance. Well, what did Trump say? And you had a lot of people that come out, a lot of political figures, whatnot, come out, speaking about Rob Reiner and his life, his history, and his accomplishments, all these different things. He was, because he was a movie star or television star. He was a director, a producer. He's done. He's been successful in his life. But what did Trump say? Here we have Trump Social. On Trump Social, Truth Social, Trump says, a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome. Like, bro, what? What? So he's basically stating that this, what he's claiming, and what I take from this is he's claiming that it was a political act. It was a political violence because he had Trump derangement syndrome. He was anti-Trump. He came out against me. He had rhetoric that was against me. He wound up dead. Sometimes referred to as TDS, he was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectation of greatness. And with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before, may Rob and Michelle rest in peace. Like, a man, him and his wife brutally murdered. And this is put out, I think, even before like the whole allegations to the Sun and everything. Like, this is, instead of coming out and giving like condolences like a normal fucking person would, he makes this about himself. This guy hated me at TDS. This crazy person. And he wound up dead. This could come off celebratory. Could it not? Does it not? The kind of thing that the right blew up on people for and made allegations of on people when it comes to Charlie Kirk. And even Donald Trump himself has done when it comes to Donald Trump. But when it was somebody who was his political opposition, this is what he does. This is the president of the United States. This is not just Donald Trump, the figurehead, and a figurehead in the world. This is the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the United States, the most powerful man potentially in the whole world. And this is how he addresses a Hollywood almost icon, if you will. The brutal murder of them and his wife. And it's ridiculous. This is the mind of Donald Trump. He doesn't care. It's all about him. He doesn't really care. He turns everything on its head. He makes shit up. He wants to make himself look good no matter what in any kind of situation. This is the sick, sadistic mind of Donald Trump. He doesn't have apathy or empathy or, I mean, the dude is, he just doesn't. He is about himself and only himself. What I'm going to show you here, most of the time, even in other crude things that he has said on Truth Social or lies that he has spread on Truth Social, most of the time you can look up underneath that all the comments and they're just like all supportive and a bunch of memes and bullshit. Like probably half the time it's fake accounts and shit, just spreading stuff, but or just trying to enrage. But most of the time, it's what you find is just a bunch of positive and supportive comments. But when I started looking down on these comments over and over and over and over again, I see comments against this post. And I am like, I don't think I've ever seen so many comments from his supporters against a post that Donald Trump has posted. Here. First one. Sir, Mr. President, I love you. I support you 100%. I, in big letters, do not support this post. Highly inappropriate, and it puts us in their box. Tacky and tasteless. PJC USA. That was Bell's writer. As a MAGA, I have tried my best to support you every step of the way, but not this time. Every human, I repeat, every human deserves respect during something like this. I am ashamed that you posted that. You must humble yourself and ask for forgiveness in what was a very huge lapse in judgment. I continue. Mr. President, the man and his wife were brutally murdered. If you cannot say something nice about them, it is best to just not say anything at all. Of course, then we have here, everyone just needs to calm down. How would you feel in respect of a person relentlessly spew lies and hate towards you, and the point where there were 2 assassination attempts by lunatics on your life? May God bless and protect Donald Trump and his family. This is what you normally would get. Like, to chill out, people. He's been the most hated on. He's the main victim here. He's been the most victimized person. You got to forgive what he says. He's validated in what he says. Here, Bobby, take down this post, Mr. President. It's tasteless and inappropriate. It is unbecoming of you and the presidency. The Patriots Army Ministry. Mr. President, with respect, this isn't how a Christian should speak about anyone living or dead. We can oppose ideas without mocking a person's suffering or death. Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth. Ephesians 4:29. This person here, the left celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. We mourn Rob Reiner and his death. We're not the same, RMP. Now, this is bullshit. The left didn't celebrate his death. The left was calling out the truth about Charlie Kirk. While the right was putting him up on a pedestal like he was some sort of savior, some sort of like highly, Christian and loving and caring person, when he quite literally was talking. I mean, he quite literally himself was talking about how he would celebrate and he would be joyful of watching somebody be that he considered a criminal, like be brutally murdered live, like the old school way, like gun range. Like, this is what the kind of stuff that Charlie Kirk, ironically, would talk about. The left was pointing out Charlie Kirk's truth, and that was what was getting them hated on. Okay, boss, the man was murdered along with his wife. You took this one too far, sir. Rebecca, for USA, I love you, but this is seriously distasteful. I mean, it goes on and on. With all due respect, sir, this post is very tacky. Please do not make this horrible death about you and your ego. This is really off-putting and distasteful. Please delete or apologize. It is very bad. Speaking ill of the dead, especially when killed by his own son, is something no human being with a moral compass ought to do. This post is inappropriate for any of us, but especially for our president. Sir, you are diminishing your standing in the world with posts such as this one, and the world is reading your posts. Your enemies will use them against you, making you look small and pathetic. So sorry you posted this. Disgusting post, do better. Of course, yeah, this one, we voted for this. We did not elect him to be nice. We elected him to get the job done. Okay. This is what you normally see. This is what truly represents this woman for Trump. And she's always, I think this is a fake account, but she's always posting shit like this on his stuff. This is what is fueling Donald Trump. This kind of stuff here that he sees on a lot of the stuff that he posts. This is the kind of BS, the kind of pandering, the kind of ass kissing that he sees and he loves. And this is what keeps him going. This is what keeps him being and saying shit inappropriate and disgusting like this. But I mean, the ongoing I have truly never seen a post by Donald Trump be have so much backlash on from his supporters. Oh, sir, please take this down. We are better than this. 3-time voter for you, Mr. President, but wow. While all of this post was true, it could have been better to leave the TDS part out of the first part of the topic. No value in dunking here. I used to love Rob Reiner and couldn't listen to the guy after TDS set in. He was nuts, as so many are in Hollywood. Still, such a sad ending for him and his wife. So this person agrees, but still feels like, yeah, this still goes too far, though. Like, it shouldn't have been posted. Or at least part of it shouldn't have been. We have to take the high road in this one, strip out how they lived their life, and just realize 2 people lost their lives needlessly in a very violent way. Rest in peace, Rob and Michelle. I mean, this is... This one's hitting. This one's hitting different. This post is hitting different in his supporters. And I mean, and rightfully so. Don't get me wrong. It shows that there is a moral bound. There is a moral line that some of his supporters just won't cross, which is good to see. It's good to see. In quite frankly, now that's not to say that there aren't other moral lines that they let him get away with on a daily fucking basis. But this particular one here, he went too far. But I have yet to see him give any type of apology on the post. And I am pretty positive that he won't. I'm pretty positive he won't. As a matter of fact, I would almost guarantee that he'll double down if it ever comes up. If a press brings it up or something like that, he will more than likely just double down. Well, the guy he really didn't like me. And, he was spewing, he was spewing TDS everywhere. He was a crazy person. And, it's unfortunate, but, he was a crazy person. And, even though me and my regime have done all these great, wonderful things, he couldn't speak positive. He couldn't see it. He was delusional. And he's now not with us, and it's just what it is. I guarantee you, he will double down. Mark my words. This type of like I get liking someone who tells you like it is, like in the way of like being truthful and honest about what they're doing. But there's a difference in being honest about what you're doing and not like trying to hide things from the public and just spewing hatred. Like, if your truth is all hatred, that's not the kind of truth I would think most people really want. Like, if your quote unquote truth is just hatred, and that's what you're ascribing as truth, I don't think that's the truth that people are really, really, like, most people want or consider truth, consider transparency. I think it's more on the lines, or I would hope that it's more on the lines of like just being honest about the country and what is being done, like policies that are being put in place and why they're being put in place, or actions being taken and why they're being taken, like being honest about that instead of trying to feed us lies or propaganda or whatever. Like, I would hope that that's what most people would consider truth and honesty, and that electing someone that's supposed to represent that. And yet, with all the lies and corruption and bullshit that Trump and his administration have done, that still has not taken the cake yet, so to speak, when it comes to acknowledging truthfulness within this administration. But maybe this will start to add some more cracks. There's already been cracks around the Epstein files and around actions when it comes to Israel and genocide. We know that's been causing a problem. We know that Venezuela is causing a problem now, and the just indiscriminate, missile attacks on boats. The legality around that, like or the mass deportations and ICE and what actions there. I mean, there are definitive things that are causing cracks all in the MAGA movement here, there. If But I think one of the most crucial and moral things is around life and death when it comes to the most ardent MAGA supporter, like, because of, the Christian aspects within MAGA, and that, in morality, life, death, and respect for that, so to speak. I think this is a big crack and going, whoa, bro. Like, you speak all these things about how, you're trying to lead a Christian life, or you're trying to be this, you're trying to be that, you care about people, and blah, 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 blah. You wanted respect when it comes to Charlie Kirk, but then you say something like this just because the guy didn't like you. I think it's an eye-opener. I think it's an eye-opener for some, as it should be, because Donald Trump is doing nothing that he hasn't already done, showing his true colors, showing his true purpose, showing his true personality, showing his true thoughts. And if none of the other truths have been ugly enough for you to realize that he's actually a pretty fucking ugly person, maybe this one will. He is not that savior character that you constantly place on him. He is corrupt. He is a con. He is evil. Like, by the actual literal meaning of the word. I know that's often like thrown around. Oh, this evil person, this is people, they're evil, blah, blah, blah. They're just bad people, blah, blah, blah. Now, when it comes to Donald Trump, at this moment in this time right now, he is one of a laundry list of people, mostly in his administration actually right now, who I consider genuinely evil people. And it's time for you to see it too. Will this be your blind uncovering? Let us hope. Let me know what you think, though, about this post, and what effect you think it might actually bear on the ever-crumbling MAGA movement. Thank you very much for joining me. Peace. ClearTalk. I'm out.